520 West Erie and stay off Morgan.
Linwood and Highwood responding.
Hi. Before my next birthday, if you don't mind.
Missing something? Like 2 pairs of glasses for $99.99 at Sears Optical. Now including designer clearance frames. Hurry into Sears Optical today and don't miss a thing.
I'll just get another cab.
So let's celebrate. Put on your Sunday best, kids. We're going to Sears.
In early July, I learned that the Sears at the Whitwood Town Centre was closing at the end of the month. I decided to take one last trip down to see the last Sears in my local area. If you watched any of my previous videos, you will know that I have stopped by here numerous times. Let's take one last look when it closes today. The Sears at the Whitwood Town Centre is actually not an original anchor store at the former mall. It was the Broadway Department store up until 1996, when it closed as part of the acquisition by Federated Department Stores. They decided not to convert this store to a Macy's, and it was closed, and immediately sold to Sears. The Sears opened at the Whitwood Mall in Whittier on November 2nd, 1996, after relocating from the Santa Fe Springs Mall. In April of 2002, the Whitwood Mall was sold to a joint venture of L&R Property Corporation and the Hopkins Real Estate Group. By July of 2004, the end was at hand. The bulk of the shopping center was demolished except for the Sears, Mervyn's, Penny's, and the Vaughn's Strip Center. The Northeast store block was temporarily left standing after Save-On, CVS Drug, relocated into the new out-parcel location. It was razed. Existing structures were worked into the new Urban Village Power Plaza. It was christened the Whitwood Town Centre. The 785,000 square foot complex was completed in stages between late 2005 and early 2007. A one-level 142,000 square foot Target was opened on October 9th, 2005. The town center included a 25,000 square foot PetSmart and 120 upscale townhomes. Today, Sears is closing its store in Whittier, and the future for the 2 other locations is in question. The moves could leave the iconic chain that was once part of downtowns and malls across the country, with just 5 brick-and-mortar stores still open. But Sears' unseating as a retail powerhouse has been a long saga, one that stands out in real estate circles, partly because, unlike most other retailers, Sears often owns its anchor stores at malls. So even though the stores close, the owner of the brand and its former properties, Transform Co., maintains a substantial real estate portfolio. In fact, Transform Co. Properties still owns about a couple of hundred former Sears and Kmart stores across the U.S., half of which are non-owned leasehold interests. Sears was founded as a mail-order company in the late 1800s. At its peak, Sears and its sister company, Kmart, had nearly 3,500 stores. However, both chains were caught up in the surge of retail competition that included the rise of discount giants such as Walmart, Target, and later e-commerce behemoth, Amazon. That exacerbated the financial woes of the 2 chains. Sears Holdings, the owner of Sears and Kmart, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 2018. The company was then sold to former CEO Eddie Lampert, who launched Transform Co. to handle its brick-and-mortar portfolio in 2019. Transform Co. has been closing Kmart and Sears stores ever since. With the closure of the Whittier store, the remaining Sears stores are at Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California, the Sun Valley Mall in Concord, California, the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts, the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas, and Plaza Las Americanas in San Juan, Puerto Rico, as well as Miami and Orlando. In 2024, Sears closed a handful of stores, Most recently one in December in Tukwila, Washington, as well as Jersey City, New Jersey, Stockton, California, and in Union Gap, Washington. Even so, the company has reopened stores on occasion. In 2023, it relaunched a roughly 130,000 square foot Sears in the Burbank Town Centre, one of the remaining open stores. In fact, the Sears at the Burbank Town Centre will be the last remaining Sears store left in Southern California after the Whittier store closed. I actually visited that store in 2023 and was actually surprised when they did. The 3-level store was only using 2 levels there at the time. Here at this store in Whittier, only 1 level was being used. The last time I visited, the escalators were turned off and the displays were used to block access to the upstairs levels. On the last day, most of the fixtures were up for sale. Prices were actually pretty high for them, but I guess they have to make money before they close. The one item that caught my eye was the wooden crates with the Sears logo for $20. I would have bought one, but they were made of solid wood and were pretty heavy. I would have used them as a tote in the trunk of my car, but it was too heavy and would take up too much space. Despite it closing, the clearance sales weren't really that attractive, and the prices were probably marked up to make it look like it was marked down, if you know what I mean. There were a ton of Craftsman tools, but again, the prices were not what I considered clearance. Let's be clear though, I did buy something, so that I can say that I bought one last thing at Sears, and it turns out it was a Craftsman socket wrench set. So what are some of your memories about this place? Leave a message or a comment below. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.